What does your faith look like? How do you build more faith? I think most of us would, if we're honest, admit that we need more faith. We'd like to have more faith. We're not as faithful as we'd like to be. And sometimes we think that maybe if we think it through, we'll have more faith, or if we discuss it one more time, we'll have faith. And sitting there in contemplation isn't a bad thing, and certainly having counsel and bringing our stuff to people isn't a bad thing, but there becomes a point in time when the only thing there is to do is to move out in faith, is to obey the call of God, whatever that looks like in our lives, and to step out in faith. And we find when we do that, that we are exhilarated by His presence and His sovereignty, and we can watch Him orchestrate. Because typically, if it's a matter of faith, we're stepping out into something that we ourselves don't see how it's going to work out. And then we begin to watch as we step out, God just sovereignly use the things around us and the people around us and the situations and the circumstances around us in a way that's just miraculous. And it is by stepping out in faith that we build faith. We have to act in faith in order to build faith ultimately. So there are things that we can do certainly to bolster our faith, or another word maybe would be even to bolster our trust in Jesus, but ultimately it is walking with Jesus and experiencing Jesus that builds more faith. This is what we see here in the opening verses of chapter 11 in the book of Mark. Jesus sends out 2 disciples. He tells them to go into a village, and then he just starts making these claims that you're going to find a donkey, it's going to be tied up. He tells them to untie it. People are going to ask what you're doing naturally. I mean, this isn't their donkey. So there's a lot that could go wrong there. What if we get into the village and there's no donkey? What if we're looking around everywhere and we've got to come back empty-handed? What if we fail because we can't find the donkey? Or what if we do find the donkey and we're untying it and Roman soldiers come and arrest us for stealing? Or the owner is really large and angry and, beats the living snot out of us. We'll end up hurt and fail and a failure and be a laughingstock to the other 10. You guys can't even find a donkey when the Lord asks you for a donkey. I mean, there's so many things. Jesus doesn't give them a lot of encouragement here, other than the fact that it's Jesus. That is enough for them to just go out blindly and trust, because they're not really being blind. It's not really a blind act. They're doing all of this by the authority of Jesus and in the name of Jesus. That's what they're told to tell the person. If somebody comes and says, "What are you doing?" You go, "Listen, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the Lord. I am here in the name of the Lord." And they get to experience that everything Jesus told them. They go into the village and there's the donkey and it is tied up, and they untie it, and as they're untying it, people come and mean everything that they said. That would have been an exhilarating experience, to say the least. And these are experiences that Christians, that you and I have. Sometimes God sends us out and we just walk in trust, and certainly there's this sovereign plan around all of it, but sometimes it's just a matter of having the opportunity to experience the love and the sovereignty and the awesomeness of God. So if you're hesitating, if you're somebody right now that's struggling in faith, look at the call on your life. What is God asking you to do? And look at these disciples and just go. He doesn't need to reassure you any more than the fact that it is coming from Him, and He will work it out. And when you go, you'll experience His presence, His sovereignty, His love, and His grace, and it will just nurture and re-nourish your faith.